Now You See Me, Now You Don't is a fun time at the theaters, guys. If you haven't seen this one before, it comes in at 61% on the tomato meter, 81 by the audience. So people who are seeing this are liking it. And I gotta say, I was a little bit hesitant at first about this franchise. Like, we knew that there was going to be some new faces there, Dominic Sessa, Ariana Greenblatt, and it was kind of like, okay, well, they're just going to try to pass on the torch now, right, from this uh, older cast to the new cast. And this movie's not that. It's a pleasant surprise. It's a mix of that, and I appreciated that because I was a little bit worried that it would be kind of dry and stale. But the standout is the cast. Like, it's an ensemble cast, and it's a mystery movie. You're trying to figure out what's going on. What information can I trust that I'm seeing? Because it's about illusionists and illusions. So they're going to try to trick you with what they're showing you. Directed by Ruben Fleischer. A diamond heist reunites retired horseman illusionists with the new performers Greenblatt, Smith, and Sessa as they target dangerous criminals. Yes, so this time out, the bad guy is Rosamund Pike, and she does a fantastic job in here. Say what you will about her accent. I just think that she has this level of menace to her. I mean, if you've seen Gone Girl, you know that she can dial it up. And she's just having fun with this role as somebody who's like after the diamonds for like nefarious purposes for arms dealing. But it was good seeing Jesse Eisenberg, Woody Harrelson, Dave Franco, and Isla Fisher was back in this, which I thought was really cool because after the second one, it was kind of like, well, is she there anymore or isn't she going to be there? She kind of like disappears, right? I just like how this unfolded because it explained everything. This is what happened to her. This is why we don't see some characters from the second one, or do we? That's what I meant by it was kind of like an Avengers type feel, where it was like all this big cast coming in, and it's just like, well, I wasn't expecting that. I really wasn't. I wasn't expecting it to be this good either. And I'm having a fun time watching Now You See Me, Now You Don't. I left the theater saying, yeah, I could be up for another one of these. This was fun. So let's go over to my score sheet here and fill out some numbers before we go over to the tomato meter and take a look at some of the ratings. So if you don't know how this works, acting, directing, and story are out of a possible 2 points. Cinematography and score are out of 1 point. Acting, it is, well, it's serviceable. Is there an outstanding performance in here that says you got to watch it because of this? Eisenberg has a few moments in here. Dominic Sessa, he really, like, he's a character that you don't like at first, as one of the new illusionists. But then you soften to him, and they bounce off of each other. Like, it's kind of like the new guy bounces off the head new guy bounces off the older head guy, and the two girls, they've got fantastic scenes in here. And they all do great jobs. So collectively, I'll say 1.5 for the acting. Directing, I'm going to give 1.52 as well, because while the technical aspects of the cinematography, the score, it's got some good needle drops in here. The pacing of the story is fairly well done. It pops. It moves along. You don't feel the runtime at all. And you just have a fun time with this. Is it a little bit cardboard when it comes to the tone of it? Like, we know this feels like, in CSI when they finish wrapping up, oh, this is how it was all done kind of thing. It feels like that at times, but it's no big deal. And because I had fun with it, and because it had some surprises in there with people who show up in this movie, I was like, okay, no, I like this. I'm having fun. Cinematography, I'm going to give a full 0.2 because there's some illusions in here that really work. There's a car sequence in here that also is very well shot, and because of those needle drops, full score, full point for the score there, because it works. And we're sitting at 6.5 right now for Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Let's go back to the tomato meter here and take a look at some of the critics and audience's reactions. Observer UK, if a movie could be punchable, this one would be. So they didn't like it. Let's go to somebody who does like it over here. Absolutely delightful as a villainous Diamond Harris is Rosamund Pike, with a wicked South African accent and a twinkle in her jaded eye. Jaded eye, huh? Well, she was good. And the way the cast comes together to thwart her is also really good. Because there's a couple of switch ups where you're like, oh, okay, how are they going to get out of this one? Epoch Times says cinematic cotton candy that melts from the mind, but so did the first two movies, which grossed 700 million to lukewarm reviews, which is a kind of a magic trick, yeah, in and in itself. But I gotta say, this is just harmless, good, wholesome fun. It's got that same type of feel as a Mummy movie, right? That's topical right now. It's just that fun ride. And it's totally worth checking out in the theater if you can, guys. So let's take a look at an audience member who didn't like it. The movie is disjointed, and it takes a while to actually get started. It relies heavily on retreads from the first two movies, and the twist at the end is hardly believable, even in a movie about illusions, probably, what he says. So I don't know, not disjointed. I think if you're not, you just weren't paying attention. That reeks of somebody watching the movie while playing on their phone. Eric W. says, great installment to the Now You See Me series, but it feels like a handoff to the young group. No, it doesn't actually. I don't think it does. I'd go like, it feels like that's what it was going to try to do. So I could see that angle, but it doesn't. The original Horsemen had nothing to do with the main heist. No, they had a lot to do with the main heist. What are you talking about? No. Well, one of them was captured, but that was part of the plot. Guys, it's good. But that person still gave it a good score. 5 out of 5. Entertaining, but too many unbelievable sequences. Ending was anticlimactic, but the stage was set for another sequel, and I would watch that sequel. I totally would. With this new cast, Ariana Greenblatt was really good, and it was how she bounces off of Dominic Sessa and Justice Smith. Those are the new people, and whoever this Thabang Malaba is, he's kind of like the henchman to Rosamund Pike. He looked kind of like a younger Tyson, Mike Tyson for some reason. I didn't know that much other work that he's been in, so I haven't checked that out. But Dominic Sessa, you'd recognize, because he was in that movie, The Holdovers, with Paul Giamatti, and he was really good in that. Go check out that movie, because he was a standout in that. So, Now You See Me, Now You Don't. I'm higher than the critics right now. Will I be as high as the audience? Let's go back to that score sheet and wrap this up. For the watchability factor, that is a possible 2 points each. Or 2 points, sorry. I can't give it like, would I want to own this? No, but it's worth the watch. If you like the other two and you want to see some of the cameos that come up in this, I would check this out again, and I would totally watch this again. Yeah, so I am sitting at an 8 out of 10. I'm pretty much in line with the consensus from the audience there. And trust me, guys, I have no idea what my score is. Sometimes I'm thinking that it's going to start high, and then it's not, because when you actually start to think critically about this, some of the technical aspects, some of the execution of how the story comes together, it doesn't always work out the way that you think it's going to. But I found myself, pleasantly charmed by this movie. And I would totally revisit it. So, that's what I say. 8 out of 10 for Now You See Me, Now You Don't. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and we will talk about it. Hey, if you like this kind of thing, come join us, because we just reviewed Regretting You and Wicked for Good right here on Mirror Domains.